are you? I'm Steve. Okay. This guy is such a toolbag.
Get this out of here. You have made a powerful enemy today, Hollywood. First you ruin Borderlands. Then you ruin Minecraft. Is nothing sacred? Like, I bought your stupid Beetlejuice drink. Fanta. Doesn't collaborate. What? Okay, now I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but I don't remember. What's the studio that's making this again? Sorry, who made the new one again? The sad thing is, if I had $1 or anything like that for like every single time Jack Black has ruined a video game for me, I'd have $2. It's not a lot. It's just weird. It's happened twice. Like, can Hollywood just not get away? Listen, Jack Black. I never thought he was all that funny. I'm sorry. Sometimes, like maybe like once, was the only time I ever genuinely got a chuckle out of anything he said. It was one time. Once. And at this point, he's in like everything. Like, just let it go. He looks ugly in this movie. I'm sorry, he just doesn't really look all that great with a beard. I'm sorry. That's just genuine opinion, alright? He doesn't have my sick, manly facial hair. But, like, in all seriousness, when I heard that trailer was real, like, a friend of mine texted me. He was like, hey, dude, look at this. Hollywood just signed, like, a pact to destroy every single thing we love from our childhoods. And I watched the trailer, and I had to watch it a second time just to make sure I wasn't, like, losing my mind. Like, I literally sent it to an independent third party to make sure I wasn't, like, having some sort of schizophrenic episode and just hallucinating the whole thing. Or, like, my hatred of Hollywood just became so genuine hatred of Hollywood to the point that I am manifesting horrible movie trailers. What's Jason Momoa supposed to be in this? Then again, the last time I saw him in anything was in Aquaman, so for all I know, he just doesn't have the physique anymore. It's been a while since I've last seen Aquaman, come to think of it. Anyway, whatever. Point being, what am I supposed to say? I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I think this is the first time Hollywood has left me genuinely speechless, just not in a good way. Like, normally, even the worst of the movies and trailers, I can manage to say something about. Normally, normally I'd at least have something. With the Borderlands movie, I can point out how it's not like Borderlands whatsoever. Well, I mean, I guess the sense of humor is kind of there, but it's not funny like it was in the games. Claptrap's still annoying, but that's only because he has the voice of Jack Black. Listen, don't get me wrong. I haven't seen too many movies. Actually, who am I kidding? I've seen at least 5 in like the past year that have him in it, Borderlands included. Like if I had $1 again for every single time he's ruined something for me, $2. The only reason I can't say A House with a Clock in Its Walls was because I never read that book. At least I think it was a book. Was it a book? I'm genuinely asking. I thought it was based on a book, but like now I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe it's like Harry Potter, where my introduction to it was the first movie, and I hadn't read the book until after I watched the movie. So maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like The Hunger Games, where technically it's based on a book, but somehow the movie is better than the book. And even then, I can only say the movie's better than the book because it has limited time, because it's a movie, so it has more constraints. I just don't like the book. The movie isn't all that much better, in my opinion, but, like, I mean, faults that are in the book that are also in the movie, I can kind of excuse because the movie has so many more limitations than the book. And granted, friends of mine have told me that the book does get better as like anywhere after the first book. But I'm like, yeah, but I shouldn't have to get to all the good stuff in the second book. Should at least give me something interesting. So much like how Jack Black has now ruined both Borderlands and Minecraft for me, in what am I supposed to say? I just I think I'm just depressed with this. Like Hollywood, is this the best you can do? How old is Jack Black? Come to think of it, has he ever even played my? Actually, I think he had a YouTube channel, didn't he? Didn't he play like Five Nights at Freddy's and he made like a stupid song about it? It was supposed to be like the Living Tombstone one, but he didn't even know the words to it. Where is it? Look this up. Okay. Not looking for Jack Black's mom. That's just weird. This guy's 55? 69. But in all seriousness, what is up with this? Oh, God. Oh, Jason Momoa. That's Jason Momoa? Dude, what happened to Jason Momoa? Dude, he used to look like Aquaman. Now he looks like a joke. I mean, granted, he could still kick my ass, but, like, probably anyway. I don't know. Aquaman, big man, when he's hiding behind a trident. Motherfucker. Anyway, but in all seriousness, what am I supposed to say? Like, you saw my reaction. Even now, I have to put on a face of disgust. Because it's like my whole body ingested a warhead, like, all at once. And it's just cringe. Listen, I've said this before, but I think the word cringe is overused on the internet. Which is why when people like myself say it, it holds about the same level of power as the atomic bombs that hit Japan during World War II. It's cringe. This Minecraft trailer, and probably the movie, are cringe. And the only reason I can't say the movie's cringe is because it hasn't come out yet, but it probably will be cringe. It'll probably be cringy like the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, you know, the live action one from the 90s. That kind of 90s? Well, in the 90s or late 80s, I don't remember. Or like, I don't know, All-Star Batman and Robin. I actually read that, and I still regret it. I mean, don't get me wrong though, Batman roasting the Justice League is absolutely hilarious. I'm just saying, it's on that level. Okay, listen, I've said this before, but we should set up like a museum with like galleries of just every bad piece of media ever produced. Okay? So we're gonna go to the video game movies section. In the overrated category, we got the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. You know, the recent one, not the original animated ones that were like hand drawn or like anime style. You know, um, that's yeah. We're gonna put that in the overrated category. The Mario Bros. Movie kind of goes in like the mid tier. It's the perfect movie, but I mean, in comparison to everything else we've been getting, it's okay. I'd say it's kind of bordering right on overrated, but it's kind of what I was expecting. So, unlike the Sonic movie, where I still can't get the early trailers out of my head with the Sonic with the human teeth. That thing was weird, man. All right, we're gonna put that somewhere, and it's all right. And then in movies that will make you want to, I don't know, go to Guantanamo Bay or something, like rather than watch this movie. Seriously, when I watched the Borderlands movie, I felt like I wanted to become the Squidward meme, you know, where like he's hitting his head against the cash register, Squidward from SpongeBob. Yeah, I wanted to become that. I thought it would be better. So in the movies that once you're done watching, you'll feel like you've finally gotten out of Guantanamo Bay after a decade, we'll go Borderlands and probably Minecraft, inevitably. What am I supposed to say? I can't. Listen, I guess I could also talk about the Uncharted movie, but I mean, That game's like, when did the original come out again? Like 2006? They could have made that movie like 10 years ago, and it probably would have been a little bit better. Because by this point, I'm just uninterested. I mean, objectively, the story from the games is better, although then again, you could also say there's like 4 games, like a spin off. There was like a card game on PSP or something, so like, yeah, I could point that out. But at the same time, Uncharted just felt like a generic action movie to me. So I guess I'll just put that in the mid tier where like it's not bad, it's not like it's not great. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, Food Fight is significantly worse. Listen, this is what I mean. It seems like anytime I want to say something good about a video game movie, I have to try and compare it to another movie to point out how it's good. That shouldn't be the case. Like normally if you made a good movie, I wouldn't have to compare it to another movie just to find something good to say about it. Literally half of the video game movies that have come out over the past 5 years, I literally just say it's better than Food Fight, which is honestly like the lowest bar to clear. I'm pretty sure FDR could jump over it. And yes, I'm aware he was in a wheelchair. Like for the majority of us, I'm aware of that. I'm aware he was paralyzed. But like that's my whole point. Make something good. How funny is it that over the past, like, since 2009, right? What is that? Like 15 years, give or take a little? Yeah, like 15 years. Over the past 15 years, YouTube, with a bunch of random people with just a camera and, like, the budget of, like, I don't know, a Subway sandwich, have managed to make better productions than Hollywood has with, like, God knows however much money they put into one nowadays. With like all of the technology, all of the people you would want. And yet YouTube still does better. And even then, these are just random people who upload it to YouTube. It's like how Night 5, which was like a fan made FNAF movie, was actually better, in my opinion, than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now again, I think that's more because that again, the FNAF movie, right, obviously wasn't gonna live up to expectations. We were waiting for that movie for so long. I don't think it was ever going to live up to expectations. At least with the other one, I can give it some, like, I can respect, hey, there are a few limitations here, but ultimately they did fucking brilliant when you consider the constraints and just how much they were going to have to do with such what I'm assuming is a relatively small team and a relatively low budget. Again, it's kind of like the Blair Witch Project, where I tend to respect it because it was so limited. But what they managed to do with it is impressive, even with the limitations. So, like, yeah. I don't even know where I started with it. What was it? Was I talking about how Jack Black ruined Minecraft and Borderlands? Because he did. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Like, I just. Listen. Hollywood. Hollywood, listen to me, my friend. You're not my friend. Every time I see a Hollywood movie, I want to have. I want to have, like, a repeat of Looney Tunes. You remember that episode where, like, he sawed off the state of Florida? The great, great state of Florida that I live in. Yeah, no, 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 no. I want to grab like a bone saw. I don't have a saw next to me. I'm sorry, and just saw off the state of California, just completely gone, and then like kick it into the ocean. Which I know the tectonic plates are gonna do that for me anyway, but like maybe we could get it done a little bit faster. Okay, you commies. Okay, okay. Stop being a bunch of communist hacks. But in all seriousness, though, they are communists. But in all seriousness, stop ruining video games for me. This is why video games and movies should probably be like two separate mediums, and they just shouldn't mix. This is just more proof of that. Because sometimes you guys kind of make it work. Again, Sonic was a bit overrated, but ultimately, It was respectable. The Mario Bros. Movie, I'd say, kind of tips the line between overrated to okay, and frankly, it's okay. Again, I don't really have much I can complain about it. I mean, outside of, a few obvious things like how Mario's voiced by Chris Pratt. Like, why? But wasn't it Chris Pratt? Wasn't. I think that was the guy who voiced Mario in the movie, right? I think. Like, why don't you get the guy who's been voicing him for like the past 30 years? It's a Mario movie. People are gonna see it regardless of what name is attached to it. Listen, granted, Nintendo's been living in this weird parallel profitable universe where, like, I don't know, they just are a bunch of jerks and sue everybody they don't like, I guess. And yet they're still profitable. Like, when have they not been? But, like, every single time, it just. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with Hollywood now. This is why I haven't seen a Hollywood movie in about a year now, except Borderlands. Borderlands is like the one exception to that rule. And I was thinking about seeing Beetlejuice, but you know what? That Minecraft trailer has just told me, no, I'm not seeing it. I'm done Hollywood. Just don't shut up and take my, well, shut up, but don't take my money. All right, just get out of here. This is like the worst trade deal out of any trade deal signed anywhere. That's what I'm looking at with you, Hollywood. You have made a powerful freaking enemy. You freaking hear me?